joined by the former Rice quarterback, Taylor McHargue. Greg Meskel here with you. Taylor, a near-capacity crowd, high energy here in Lubbock for football.
Yeah, week one of college football, energy is great in the building, and we got a good one tonight.
Now, you're a Texas guy. You know it as well as anyone. High school football is a big deal here. One of their own has made the big time. The Joey McGuire era starts tonight.
The three-time state champion from Cedar Hill, now a head coach in the Big 12. You and I had a chance to spend a lot of time with this program the past couple days, and that energy that he's brought, it's in this program. You can feel it, and these guys are ready to go tonight.
Now, for as much enthusiasm as there is around Coach McGuire, this team, their outcomes this year, it might be all decided by the quarterback, Tyler Shough.
Yeah, Tyler Shough wins the quarterback battle, and he's the veteran. He was a transfer from Oregon, played in a Fiesta Bowl in 2020, was 3-0 last season, breaks his collarbone at Texas. And I talked to him yesterday, and he said, look, I think my best football is out ahead of me. He's excited for this season.
So Shough gets the opportunity, third straight year. He has won a starting role if you go back to Oregon and then Texas Tech last year and Texas Tech again this year. And while we do expect to see three quarterbacks tonight for Texas Tech, they've made it clear he is the guy.
They have, and they've talked about Donovan Smith and Baron Morton, who were in the quarterback competition with him. We'll see them here tonight. Now, is that going to be individual series? Is that going to be specific plays where they're brought in? We don't know yet, but Coach McGuire was clear. You will see Donovan Smith and Baron Morton in this game.
Texas Tech will not get far on the return there from Adrian Fry.
That's something Adrian Fry here's got to know. You're taught as a punt returner, put your heels on the 6-7 yard line, and if you have to back up, let it go. And that's one I guarantee you he would like to have back. Let that ball go over your head. That likely goes in the end zone, have a lot better field position than starting out at the 6 yard line for your offense. Did not take long for this Red Raider offense to get going, and if you noticed, a lot of those were in the seam. Murray stayed in a single high look, and they hit those seam routes, one to Henry Teeter, and then the next one to Loic Fungee on the touchdown. That's exactly the start that Coach McGuire talked about, a huge opening series for the Red Raiders. Well, he was here under Cliff Kingsbury and was the GA when Pat Mahomes was here. And you're right, he went through a crazy transition going to Houston Baptist into Western Kentucky and now back here. And he said it was really a pinch yourself moment when he got back on campus as the offensive coordinator. Yeah, no real drama, but the one that stands out is obviously Georgia with the 49-3 over Oregon. I think if you were worried about a hangover for Georgia coming off of the national championship last season, that would indicate that there's not going to be a hangover. That's a huge win for the Bulldogs. Murray State goes with a little different look here. They have DeMonte Witherspoon lined up at quarterback. Low snap from Levi Nessler. And really not a bad job by DJ Williams. That's what you're taught as a quarterback. If something goes wrong, it's a broken play, just pick up the ball, try and get back to the line of scrimmage and get what you can get. Malik Dunlap comes up from the corner position. This is a guy not listed as the starter, but Tim DeRuyter and Joey McGuire said this is a guy that has earned reps. He just needs to be a little more consistent. That's why he was in the backup role. But, man, what a play coming up from the corner position. Love a 6'3" corner. That's a big corner. Love when they can come up and be physical in the run game. Yeah, we had a chance to talk to Bailey Zappi, who's now with the Patriots this week, and I loved what he said about his offensive coordinator, Coach Kitley. He said, look, I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for Coach Kitley. They followed one another, really, from HBU to Western Kentucky. Both of them had options to go to, quote-unquote, bigger programs. And that offense that they ran at such a high level last year, Coach Kitley has brought that now here to the South Plains, and early in this game, looks like it's flicking. But it is a gauntlet, but I think you've got to be really encouraged if you're a Red Raiders fan. If you paid attention today to Houston and NC State, Houston going to triple overtime at UTSA, and then NC State really did not look that good. I know playing on the road at East Carolina, that's a tricky opening game, but Devin Leary did not look that good, had a late interception, almost gave that game away. So if you're a Texas Tech fan, these are both games, Houston coming here and at NC State. I think these are winnable games for Texas Tech. If you were to run the schedule on those, all 3-0 in your non-conference, you feel really good about yourself going into Big 12 play. That's an unbelievable catch by DeQuan Dallas. DJ Williams is throwing the inside fade to him, but puts it way over his left shoulder, and DeQuan Dallas, look on the left side of your screen here. DeQuan Dallas has to go from looking over his right shoulder to his left shoulder, maintains control, gets the foot in bounds. That's a phenomenal play by DeQuan Dallas. Just a simple play action with Loic Fungee running the post. A decent throw by Donovan Smith, a little bit underthrown, but Loic Fungee, really good concentration with that corner barreling down on him, make another explosive touchdown for the Red Raiders. And man, they're getting about anything they want right now from the Racers. You see again here, motion from the left side, and they're trying to get that boundary safety to bite down. They get what they wanted. Donovan Smith over the top, and another good catch by Loic Fungee for the touchdown.
Taylor McHargue, Greg Meskel here with you. And college football back in earnest. There was week 0, but week 1 it feels like we're fully back. Teams playing all over the country.
Yeah, we're back, and you had even some Big 12 action last night with TCU. Better second half. They get the win. Interested to see how some of these big matchups settle across the country right now. See what happens in the Swamp with Utah. Does Notre Dame end up with the upset in Ohio State? But bringing it closer to home for the Big 12, it's a lot of matchups this week that I don't think we'll learn a lot about some of these teams. Texas obviously up big against ULM, Baylor up big over Albany, and then similar here, a lot of big lopsided scores. But I think we'll learn more in weeks 2 and beyond. Again, we've talked about with Texas Tech, you've got Houston coming to town, then 2 NC State. So a lot still in front of the Red Raiders.
Let's take a look at the first half. What we know about Texas Tech in this first half, they can score the football, whether through the air or on the ground. Taj Brooks, 3 touchdowns, but it started with this little flea flicker for Tyler Shuck.
Yeah, flea flicker out of the gate. Tyler Shuck delivering that ball with his heels in his own end zone. And this was sort of the mantra for the entire first half. A lot of shot plays you see up the seam right there. And this, again, we saw so much of the deep downfield shot play, really for both of these offenses. Get a good for Taj Brooks on the edge. This is the first of his 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half. DJ Williams with one of his several deep balls. And again, you'll see so many of these, sometimes not really with a defender in the screen. But that deep shot touchdown, they found that connection early and often. Hopefully, again, we see DJ Williams potentially in the second half. But for Texas Tech, did it in the air, did it on the ground. Really anything they wanted, they got against the Racers. And there's that 3rd rushing touchdown for Taj Brooks. What a first half the big running back number 28 had for the Red Raiders.
And as it turns out, both starting quarterbacks go out with injury. We'll keep an eye on DJ Williams, as you mentioned, right towards the end of the first half. And then Tyler Shuck getting official confirmation that he is out with an injury. So unsure on his return, but to your point, hopefully minor things because they're such major parts of their team.
Yeah, for Shuck especially, you just hope next week you've got U of H, and then again, like we talked about, NC State after that. Maybe this is just precautionary. I mean, that's best case scenario is that he tweaked something, it's something minor, and we don't want to speculate too far, but obviously the hope for the Red Raiders is that you get him back because missed so much time last season, started off strong in this game, and hopefully he gets healthy.